trying to control erosion. Water runs down the hills, tries to cut. We've had a major cool down and we've had some snow. Doing a little inventory of any chemicals that we carry over. Some of these we carry over and keep in cold storage. Got some extra glyphosate. Some of these just need combined, and it doesn't hurt them in cold storage. Now soon we'll be taking the planters out, and many times we stock our soybean seed. It takes this wall, and we stack them like this. Probably stage the beans in here, and then we'll probably stage the corn in the shop. This planter had a full rebuild when we got it. Interesting enough, this Kinsey 4900 was listed on auction time online, and it was listed as a hydraulic drive, and it was actually electric drive. So the hydraulic drive brings less than the electric drive, so it sold for a hydraulic drive price, and it's an electric drive planter. It was really low acres, so it's turned out to be a real nice planter for us. We'll go through it, make sure everything's good. I know our arms are nice and tight. There's some light. So there's our current row cleaner setup. We have the clean sweep system, just a cylinder, one cylinder on Martins that float. Now we overboard these, put bigger bushings in those, but those are actually row cleaners from 2007. They've got some miles on them. I come around the corner of the barn, and I see this. Oh. Well, we've got a leaker. We'll have to look into that. Put it on the list. Went to the BMV and paid my semi-licenses and registrations today. That's always a little bit of a painful day. I normally use a credit card and get the points and use those for trips, things like that. Well, they put a fee on that, so I had to write a check today. Looking our strip till bar over a little bit, just putting some eyes on it. Many times one set of blades, it's got multiple blades on it. We've got the older generation Dawn Plurbis units. Here's a good view. So here's your leading coulter, and it's got two there. You can kind of see. So most of the time you can do this blade first, if I remember correctly, and the front one, and the others last longer. I've got to look into what the spec is on those. We run a 16-row more built bar. Now we found this on Tractor House. Fertilizer plant had this, and they were going to custom strip till, and they ran into some issues. From what we understood, and we understand now that we own it, is the width. These more built bars are plenty heavy, but when you go down the road, they are extremely wide. We'll run this ahead of our corn planter this spring. This will dry us out just a little bit. We like the seed bed this creates. It kind of leaves some crumblings, and when those dry, it leaves a nice area. The planter runs through there, nice tilled up strip, fertilizer sprinkled in. Really like the job it does, but we have to run this thing in the spring and keep it ahead of the 24-row planter. That can be a little bit of a challenge. We did some fall apply herbicides, and that's going to be helpful. And with fall apply, that'll buy some time on burn down. I'm also excited the enlist trait will allow us to not have the 2-week window on 2,4-D. A lot of times we burn down with 2,4-D and have to wait before you plant beans, and we won't have that window that we have to wait, and I think that'll be helpful. Let's look at this strip till bar some more. In front of it, it's our 23 row anhydrous applicator. It's a 2510H, 23 row, 30 inch. It's the high-speed ammonia, anhydrous ammonia applicator. Now we have to do the boots and the tails, the blades. It's kind of a high wear deal. But it, combined with the Pit Stop Pro right there, automatically hooks up so you don't get out of the cab. Same down here. You can cover a lot of ground when you're side dressing. We also have easy drops for the Hagee, and we put 28% on with that. Between the two, it doesn't take long to side dress. Now we pull that, we've been pulling it with this 645D Challenger, and it's set to 370 horsepower, so, and it's weighted. It's a pretty mean tractor, but this ammonia bar realistically needs a little bigger tractor. The 380 CVT is going to go on it, but we probably will still pull this strip till bar with this 645D Challenger right here. Now we bought this tractor from an individual, and it had 420 hours on it. That's just like a new one. It was in 2019, and we just paid those off this last fall. We have 3 of those Challengers. But for our big heavy stuff, our 2 cases, 340 here and our 380 that's in the barn. And we do some inline ripping on end rows and things, but predominantly we've stayed no-till beans, strip-till corn. And this fall, for the first time, we did fluff some stalks and try to grind some up with that high-speed disc, the case. And but that's the first time for us. We've not really done that. Yeah, 380. So a lot of times I'll hook this high-speed disc up to this Challenger we mow with. And it's also turned up on power, but it's a 645, and it's not weighted like the other one. So it's a little lighter duty tractor. We mow with it. It was pulling a 36-row box planer, 36-row 20-inch Kinsey, which was our 60-foot beam planer we broke. The Speed Tiller 475, little bit much for the Challenger here, but just to massage some of the rough areas in the field. We have those little gullies just from heavy rains. You can just kind of hit those up and smooth things up in some areas. It's kind of handy for that. We'll get it off this 380. The 380 is going on the 4900, and it will stay there. Now the DB, our 36-row 20 DB, it'll go on the case 340 CVT that we have on the grain cart out here. And those two will stay mated for the spring. So our 2 cases are our planing tractors. I already have the floats on the Hagee. We did that for fall. So normally I'll have to do that in the spring, stepping on some ice. And we already have that done. Now we'll go through and service this Hagee. We'll drain the oil out of the final drives, check all the fluids as far as, we'll change the oil. Hydraulic oil, I think, is every other year. Anyway, we've got a maintenance list, but we'll go through it all the way. Now to drain it, it's got 3 holes, and you've got to get it to line up to drain out of one, and this is the level it fills at, so you got to rotate it around. A lot easier job when you can open the shop doors. I wish we had a bigger shop, but don't we all? Now every time we change tires on the Hagee, we have to wrestle these things. Now I put them in here with the forklift. A lot of times we'll put a strap through or through the hole. It's not a one-man show. I need a way to be able to move them easily they come in here and they get in the way, and they're dangerous if they fall on somebody or anything. So we kind of segregate them over here and just block them in. I'd like to make some kind of a trailer or something like that. Taking floats on and off is just a necessity anymore. Our springs many times are wet. Haggie's got to get in the field, so we always put floats on. Now that we're doing that, I just need to work on my system a little better. There's the final drive that went out this fall. I think I've got pictures it's on YouTube. And then here's the piece that was allowing the trailer to mess up. Spring would jump out of the hanger. I couldn't figure out why. Well, that was an issue. 2 of the guys are down for the count, and then we had some single-digit temperatures start in the mornings. Poets reduced their hours some, so we actually went ahead and parked the trucks here. We haven't ran this week. Hoping to get back hauling next week. They're going to have some better weather. We've got some more snow coming, and I just don't run our old trucks in the salt. It's so much easier to work on. I mean, if we have to, we will, but if I delay a few days here, roads will be clean, it'll be better, and the guys being down, needing a little time, that worked out. So I grew up around here, down here. We always had a creek, things to get into. We made a bridge across this creek when I was a kid. Bonfire area. We even had a go-kart track. You can see the remnants of it right here. We built the banked end into the hill right there. There's the cemetery. Talk about making some kind of basketball goal out of that. Pinterest gets me in so many things. Another one of those ideas. I think we played with those at an apple orchard. They had a wagon set up, and it made a ball return out of it. It was really cool. Oh, maybe we'll put that on the DIY list. Every farm has an auger graveyard of some sort. Now guys, we're pretty frugal around here. We got our money's worth. I want you to see this. Our new auger didn't come in. This one was leaking, and we just kept patching and shoving boards where it's leaking, magnets with holes and more patching. Hey, take that magnet. More magnets, more patches, all the way up this auger. No joke, we got every bit of life out of it. I don't know why I kept it, but it's here. It would auger a few bushels. Now as a kid, this was our main wet holding auger. You can see the flighting, no doubt. It's got some time on it. But that ran every bushel of wet corn this farm produced until 2011. And from there, we did a grain leg. This auger fed our old dryer, and we had it from 98 until 2019. Gearboxes went out. I've had to weld on the shaft. Just got tired of it breaking, so we just welded it on there. You can see the bearing's out, so the shaft just runs in the bearing. It's got a lot of time. Now this tank, the ends are cut off of it, and that's going to be a land bridge. We'd like to put it back on our home place. On that open ditch project we did, there's a video on my channel that shows some of that. But anyway, we'd like to have a way to get to the back of the home place without going around the highway way. And that thing would make a nice land bridge if we slid that into the ditch. So that's the plan sometime. It's sitting there. We'll see if we get it back there. The excavator is here, so it'll be a good time to try it. This piece here, I slid the foam off, and I see 4 screws. You can see those screws there, 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 and there. So we're going to pull those out. Needle in the haystack. I got lucky. All 4 screws accounted for. And this just popped out. And inside there is this screw. Right there. Yep. It was loose. There. Back tightened up. It felt like it was going to fall off. I thought it was ruined. That's a Blue Parrot 450. I'm sure there's other guys have these. It's one of my favorites. My phone and OtterBox have showed up. They had a deal at Best Buy. You trade in your phone and you get a free phone. I was skeptical. Apparently it's a true thing, so we're going to unbox a Galaxy S25 Ultra. I have to have an OtterBox. I get Defenders. They hold up well. Usually get 2 years out of a phone, and this one was going to go 3. It's an S23 Ultra. Here's this S25 Ultra. Fancy box. There's the phone. Oh man. Fancy. That'll go really nice in that case. That's going to be the new phone. Well, we're on vacation this winter. We picked out some stickers, and we're going to decorate the camera case. Okay, turtle time. You said the turtle goes... How's that right there?
Yeah, I know, Daddy.
Finished result. We run out of stickers. That's the camera case. Thanks, Bode. It's been a little bit of a slow week, but spring's right around the corner. We'll be planting before you know it. Thanks for watching.